Assalamu alaikum, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and whichever part of the world you are there, welcome to the 45th Outreach and Knowledge Transfer OKT webinar on very important topic of evolving role of HSE professionals in the Indian Labor Codes 2025 regime. Today is 24th December 2025, Wednesday, around 20:30 hours in India. So we just would like to give a brief instructions before we proceed. Kindly mute your microphone and raise the hand whenever you want to speak. Switch off your camera and switch on when you want to speak. Post your queries, comments, suggestions in the chat box. This meeting is being recorded for future reference. Please register your name, company, designation, phone, email ID in the chat box. And please stay for ceremony group photo at the end of the vote of thanks. As you see on the right side bottom, there is a QR code which takes you to the Knowledge Hub, WhatsApp Knowledge Hub of our both foundations, so where you can learn a lot of things. Mainly, we focus on the technical discussions rather than the personal messages in the group. So please be aware of that. And whichever part of the world you are there, you are going to celebrate. Whoever is celebrating Merry Christmas, wish you all the Merry Christmas and, of course, the Happy New Year as well. And some 5 tips before we continue. Celebrate responsibly. And fire safety is the first. Of course, Christmas involves a lot of candles, a lot of lighting, so many things, but just be safe with respect to the fire. Fire safety, travel with care, plan your journeys. Because of the winter, there are so many flights cancellations. Never drink and drive, and will always use the seat belts. Home safety matters most. Keep walkways clear, supervise children, and store electrical and cooking hazards safely. Ensure that you have the smoke detectors in your kitchen and other areas in the home. That's very important. And look out for another. Safety is shared responsibility. Intervene, remain, and careful. May this Christmas bring joy, peace, and everyone home safe. And with that message, you can take a screenshot of this particular slide because nowadays WhatsApp communication is so much widely used. We just want to communicate this. Just take a screenshot and share with your friends and families. And today, again, it's going to be the two-part agenda, very quick agenda. In the part one, we'll be briefly talking about our foundations and recent announcement of C India and J&A Bharat HSE Award program. I'm sure Mr. Selva or anybody from C India is available. If you are available, kindly just put in the chat box so that I can invite you accordingly. In the part two, evolving role of HSE professionals in the Indian labor codes, I have seen so many webinars, so many emails, so many discussions, articles on the Indian labor codes. I was talking to today's speaker, Mr. Prabish. We need to be something different. How it can be different? From this labor code, we wanted to focus on the evolving role of HSE professionals. So that's what Mr. Prabish is going to share today. We'll have a brainstorming session also. The purpose of the brainstorming session is we want to get your opinions and concerns and suggestions and put it in our J&A Bharat HSE Foundation's letterhead and send it to Mr. Pranab Ghosh, the Deputy Director of the Ministry of Labor, who is behind this particular laws and codes. So that's the whole idea of this session. With that, we would like to invite Mr. Jeetu Patel for his opening remarks. He is on the vacation and he's a vacation in Mexico, I think, but still he's able to join us today. And Mr. Jeetu, everybody knows in the field of safety. We'll go ahead with Jeetu. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Ashok ji. Good day and namaskar to everyone present on the virtual call, our honored guests, and especially our respected guest speaker, who happens to be our very dear friend, Also, Pravesh MP, he is the team leader in one of the major corporations in Kuwait, and all our very respectable, highly dignitable our board members of the JNA Bharat and JNA Global HSE foundations. Uh, I was delighted to see Mr. Alok Chatterjee is also with us this morning. For me, morning, for you guys in the evening, wherever you are in the Middle East or in India. With that, I really would like to say the Indian code, as Ashokji mentioned, is a very important topic Prabhishji is touching upon. And that's why at my age, I wanted to learn from him what is it all about. Because many years ago, I wrote an article where I said India has the best standards, best regulations, best acts, but only in the books and on the shelves. But now things are changing, and that's where we would like to learn our guest speaker and happens to be part of the foundation also. So I'm all looking forward to learning today, Prabhishji, from you. On behalf of JNA Bharat and JNA Global HSE Foundations, a very warm welcome to all of you. And I don't need to introduce Ashokji, everybody, not only within our own foundations, but globally, he's a well known person and well accomplished man, and he's a very noble in his behavior in the sense of sharing knowledge wise. And that is where he has really come up with the theme of giving back. He's he completed his presidency of the BCSP, and now in about 5 days' time, he will be also completing his the past president's board member of the BCSP. He is a fellow of the American Society of Safety Professional as well as fellow of IOSH in the United Kingdom. He has so many feathers in his crown. So I will just say, Ashokji, we really are proud of you, what you are doing for the fraternity, not only within Indian subcontinent as well as Middle East, but throughout the world. And I would request you to continue to conduct the proceedings of the rest of the meeting, please.
Thank you so much, Jitu Saab. Thanks for your waking up in the early morning and joining with our friends in India and other parts of the world. That truly appreciate you and encouraging us. Thank you so much. And of course, we are not going to talk more about our foundation's background, which is already, I mean, this is 45th OKT, so people have been listening to us several times. But there are few members who are joining first time today. So those blue flags indicates that these are the places where Mr. Jitu and my fellow friends attending today have really contributed to different parts of the world with respect to the HSC profession. And we wanted to do something more for India. And this is the chart which is coming from the ILO, International Labour Organization. Unfortunately, India is on the highest related to the global deaths to industrial accidents. And with that, to support our Indian fraternity, and the concept of the foundation, particularly HSC Foundation, is new. And we started this foundation in India on 25th March 2022. Further, we expanded to global 30th November 2022. And ours is not at all a membership organization. It's a purely charity-based organization to support the HSC professionals. We interact with the professional organizations, corporate organizations, academic institutions, as well as individuals and philanthropists. And our mission, vision, and objectives are very, very simple: to support the HSC professionals as well as advocate for the HSC profession. And our objectives are very, very clear: just to advance our occupational safety and health profession, to support and promote HSC as a career among the students, and to inspire and develop leaders, to provide education and developmental opportunities. In addition, we also recognize individuals, organizations, academic institutions who have really made a good, significant contributions. We support institutions or the academic institutions and consultations also to get affiliated with any university institution, either local, state, or central government bodies. And the foundation will also interact with other organizations, particularly NGOs, who are having a similar objectives by signing memorandum of understanding. We do have a give back e-newsletter. It is available in our website. And very, very interesting topics are being covered by our editorial board. And we are now working on the January edition. This is the December edition. It is available in the our website. You can always see it. On the right side, you see several support programs we have in place. I'm not going to go through each and every one because it's already information is available there. You can always take a screenshot and read it later also. But we have a scholarship programs, we have a professional development grants, we have a daily HSC capsule by Mr. Narsimhan. We used to have a daily quiz by Mr. Alokji. Alokji is a little busy nowadays, so he has taken a little interval, I can say, intermission. Picture Abhi Baki Hai. He is going to come with the new quiz sessions also shortly when he become free. And most importantly, we have the knowledge webinars, knowledge transfer webinars on monthly basis. This is a 45th webinar. And another important thing is, as I said, that we have a collaboration with the organizations. One of the organizations we have a collaboration is C India, Safety Engineers Association India. And let me invite them. Mr. Selvaji is here. Let me check. Anyone from C India is here? Okay, let me brief on behalf of them that we are collaborating with C India, basically in promoting the HSC Excellence Awards, Safety Innovation Awards, and Individual Excellence Awards in Safety. So the registration is open now. It's going to be announced shortly, but you can always take a Google or QR code or Google form. It's available in the C India website, as well as links are available in our website also. So the information is available there. There is an individual excellence awards in safety. So that means the if you are doing a very good job in the safety, you can apply for this award also individually. There's no nomination required. You can always apply about yourself. And there is a new editorial board member joined in our Give Back newsletter, Mr. Venkat Ramana Pondla. Mr. Ramana is supposed to join today, but I see Mr. Ramana is here. Okay, Mr. Ramana is also a SSP member and a very, very hardworking man. He has done his CSP. He's going for CRSP, and he volunteered for this particular support to our Give Back newsletter. He has got a very good skills on HSC as well as the digital skills as well. So we are going to go ahead with the part two without much time. Part two will be the technical session on the role of HSE professionals Indian Labor Codes 2025 regime. Mr. Prabesh is going to brief us, and the topic and speaker introduction will be by Mr. Bala. Bala, please go ahead.
Thank you, Ashok ji.
Yes, Bala, go ahead. Yeah. Master Bala is our chair for the awards and honors in our J&A Foundation, and he is a specialist in Kuwait Oil Company. He's also area director in the Region 9, area director 2, area director 1. Yes. Mr. Bala, please go ahead here.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ashok ji, and good evening, good morning to Jitu Saab. And it's always good to listen welcome note from Jitu Saab from Arizona early in the morning from there. So whenever we hear the voice of Jitu Saab, the father of safety, our batteries gets recharged again. Thank you, Jitu Saab. So today is a very interesting topic. So it's recently been enacted by the government of India in the parliament. So I'm very glad.
Go ahead, Bala, you're on the mute.
Yeah. So the topic is very much very fond for the HSE professionals after the recent enactment by the Government of India on the various codes. So, an accomplished HSE practitioner, Mr. Pravish, who is also a good friend of mine, he always comes with initials MP, Member of Parliament, I usually say. So, an accomplished HSE practitioner, the speaker examines how the Indian Labour Codes 2025 are transforming HSE professionals from compliance managers to strategic leaders in occupational safety, health, and workplace sustainability. So I'm very privileged to introduce my friend Mr. Pravish to this august platform for speaking on this very great topic. So if I say briefly about MP, he is a highly accomplished HSE leader, trainer, and safety management specialist with more than 16 years of experience across offshore drilling, workover operations, offshore and marine construction on large-scale industrial projects in India and abroad. He has a proven expertise in delivering high-impact HSE training aligned with international standards, client requirements, and regulatory frameworks. He delivered more than 3,000 hours of instructor-led training. His core training expertise include HSE leadership, IADC, RIGPAS, permit to work, job safety analysis, and so on and so forth. And his key competencies are HSE management system like 45,001, 14,001, 9,001, and KOC standards also. He's also a level 6 international diploma in occupational safety and health, and he's also professional qualifications include level 7 international diploma in occupational safety and management, level 6 also, and as I said earlier just now, a master program in safety management, NEBOSH international general certificate, diploma in mechanical engineering, diploma in fire safety engineering. And he is a professional member of SSP, IOSH, ISQUM, and NSC India. He is recognized with the SSP Kuwait Chapter President Award 2024 winner for his outstanding services. I'm also a proud, I say the person who had a glimpse of that certificate of appreciation from KOC and the Qatar Petroleum, DGMS Mine Safety Award, Best Management Region Safety Award from Lawson and Tubro. In fact, he's also a co-colleague with ESSU platform through which we delivered great conferences, and very proud that we worked together to deliver the objectives of ASSP Kuwait chapter. Without taking much time, I invite Mr. Pravish MP on the virtual platform to enlighten us about the new codes which enacted by the government of.
Thank you, Bala. And Pravish, please go ahead and share your screen. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Bala sir, for that very energetic. Actually, I was a little bit tired because of the traveling and everything, but now you are forcing me to be more energetic.
You are energetic, Pravish. We said MP, so MP is always energetic. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay, good evening, salam alaikum, namaskar to everyone. Basically, we just made, as Ashok sir clearly told, we just want to share some of the insights of this new labor code introduced in India. We prepared basically by sitting here in Kuwait by doing so much of research and everything. So maybe there can be some changes in the things or what you are seeing in over here. We just want to see to discuss a small brief of particular code only. Okay, we are not going to deeply going section by sections. So if you have any questions or anything, we can take it to the last of this section, and we will definitely come back to you.
You can put on the screen. Yes, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody knows that now there is a very big overlapping change happened in our labor laws in India. Why it was very much essential? Because Indian labor landscape was governed by 44 plus central laws and over 100 state laws were there before. This created overlapping jurisdiction and conflicts of many of the provisions and compliance confusion for even employers and even for the workers. And also inconsistent safety standard across the industry. There was no particular occupational safety laws. Was there in India. So that was also deteriorating the safety standards in all the industries all over the area, and administrative burden limiting business agility. That are the issues what we have faced by having so many labor laws and so many state laws over in India. So what the central government has done is that they have done a bold step, and it come to conclude all the labor laws into 4 new laws. So if you see the historical phases of the Indian labor laws, there was a pre-independence era where that was focusing on controlling the workers and maintaining the colonial industrial order, limiting safety provisions or primarily in factories and mines. And if you see from after our post-independence from 1947 to 1991, it started emphasis on the welfare of workers and their rights, and that introduced the ESI, PF, and comprehensive factory regulations. Everything was there. So anybody have an idea when was our factory rules were introduced? You can give your answers in our chat box. After our post independence, there was the factory rules were introduced. You can give your answers in our chat boxes. Thank you. So that is what happened in between 1947 to 1991. Then come the industrial liberalization era. Basically, if you talk about the industries from 1991, when we started opening up the industry so far from 1991 to 2019, shift towards complaints driven approach, growth in contractor workforce, and gap between legislation and ground reality widened significantly. And then comes our labor code era. That was basically, it was introduced in 2020, then it was put to public for the opinions and everything, and now it integrated the OSH, occupational safety hazard health principles also integrated in the system, and now it is in force. So what are the major shift if you are seeing on that? Before, it was a very fragmented legislation where we have Factories Act 1948, then we have Mines Act 1952, then we have Docks Workers Act of 1986, Building and Construction Workers Act 1990. So many are there. Now it come to a unified framework where we have a code of wages was integrated, industrial relations code was introduced, and then we have a social security code, and now we have occupational safety, health, and working code. So basically, it clearly defines, and on each particular laws, it clearly defines what are the things to be implemented on each industries, and what are the roles of an employer and even an employee is clearly defines in particular new framework. So basically, if you see how this labor code was implemented in the country, so 2019, the parliament passes the OSH code 2020, consolidating the 13 labor laws. In 2020 to 2022, draft rules were circulated. Stakeholders consultations were conducted in between all the industries. In 2023 to present, if you see, state finalizing the rules, because if in India also all the state has to get the rules approved in their own assemblies and everything. So states finalizing the rules, progressive implementation starts beginning. So in the near future, we are looking ahead for a full enforcement of enforcement expected, and all the states and everybody will be in a transition period of adoption. This is what we are going to see in this coming years. And anybody know when this particular new 4 rules were signed, finally ruled out in India? When was the date it was signed, all these new 4 rules? Any idea? Please give your comments. No, 2020, it was actually introduced over there, but it was recently signed in the order, like a governmental order. It happened on the recent months only. It happened in the month of November. Yes. But which date? What is the date, Shafiq? Good. It is on November. Thank you. November 21st. Great. So now we look into the 4 labor codes. What is the quick overview on that? So what is that? Is code on wages. 2019, the code on wages were introduced, which consolidated the 4 wage related laws, establishes universal minimum wage, timely payment provisions, and simplified wage structure across the industry. So it clearly states about the wages, what should be given on all the areas, and how many time, what should be the working hours, everything was given in particular code on wages. Second, when we come to the industrial relations code, that was in 2020, they merges the 3 laws on union, disputes, and layoff, introduces standing orders for establishment with the 300 plus workers. There is a clear mandate what should be done for the workers with 300 plus workers. Then we have a social security code that considered the 9 social security laws, extend benefit to gig welders, platform workers, unorganized. Because many companies are now don't have the direct employees; they are having the contract employees, and they are having a secondment employees like that are coming over there. So what are the provisions to be given and everything is clearly defined in this social security code. And then comes the major thing is the OSH code, and most critical for HSE professionals. It considers 13 laws governing workplace safety, health, and working condition across all the sectors. So basically, the 100 plus laws were consolidated into a 4 small labor codes, and even we have a OSH code now introduced, which can be used across all the industries. So what is going to done on that? What is the evaluation of the safety thinking happened by this particular introduction of the OSH code, where we have a control where worker management and discipline is clearly defined over there. Then clearly defined about the welfare benefits. What should be the benefit should be given? What should be the basic protections to be given over there, which is clearly defined in this particular rules. Then we are talking about the compliance. What are the meeting regulatory minimums? There should the law state that we should have a particular safety committees, everything clearly defined over there. Then we have a risk and accountability. What are the roles of the employees, everything is clearly adamant over there, which will help to have a proactive hazard management on each industries. This progression reflects a fundamental shift from reactive rule following to proactive risk management. Previously, when accident happens, then the factory manager will come and visit the site. But now, from the reactive mode, which will help to have a proactive risk management. But with my experience and everything, what we have, because India is a huge country, it will not happen tomorrow. Okay, if you go your OSS standard on your hand, I want to change, it will not going to change anything tomorrow. But definitely, it will take time with everybody's efforts and everybody, we can make a change, but it will be a very tortoise change. Don't expect for a rapid change in all the industries. It will happen, but with the government vision of 2047, definitely we will in 2047 we will be having a very good OSH rules implemented across all the industries in India also. So then why this OSH code 2020 matters for HSE professionals? It is a, as we discussed before, it is a consolidation of 13 major global code with 143 sections are there, eliminating any regulatory fragmentation. Then simplified compliance, single registration system was implemented. Even there, the government has given a portal where you can upload the incident reports. Everything was there. All Indian license, electronic filing, reduce, and there is no, you don't want to go with even. I remember when I was in Ahmedabad doing a documentation for a company, we have to go to different even for the dish director of industrial safety and health, we have to go to different tables, but now everything will be eliminated. Everything is going to be an electronic filing system. Then expanding the scopes, it covers the factories, mines, construction sites, plantations, transportation operation, everything was covered basically in the this particular scope, which means that the HSE professions will be getting more jobs in India. Previously it was in some of the sectors, but now it will be having a scope is covering for all the areas, and so many people is going to get. And empowered rules provide HSE officers with clearer responsibilities and legal authority for workplace safety, which is a very much important thing, where the people is clearly defined what is the roles and responsibilities of the HSE officer, in particular OSH code. So as a HSE professionals who are here in this particular thing, why it is matters to it is a universal application. It, as we discussed before, it will apply for all the areas of the factories. It is going to be a risk-based approach. Shift focus from prospective roles for identifying, assessing, and controlling based on actual site condition. Basically, we have to do a proper risk assessment and everything, and it should be a predictive method we have to do. Then it will be enhanced accountability, clearly defines who is responsible for what. It states clearly what is the responsibility of the owner of the factory, what is the responsibility of the floor supervisor, what is the responsibility of the floor manager. Everything is clearly identified, including the contractors. It is clearly identified over there. Then expand the scope. It covers the contractor worker, gig worker, and multi-employer work side with unprecedented clarity, which was clearly given over there in this particular OSH rule. So core component of a site level HSE, what is that? It defines the duties, employer, occupier, contractor, worker, everyone's safety obligations are expectedly outlined with legal backing. Risk assessment mandatory. Formal hazard identification and risk assessment required, documented, and regularly updated. It is not like that you will make a risk assessment and you will sleep over there for another 10 years. No. If there is any changes or anything, you have to be regularly updated. Contractor safety is clearly defined. Principal employees now directly accountable for contractor safety. No more not my worker defense. It is a common thing, even the companies will be having a construction site, they will be having more than 100 plus subcontractor. The main employer, principal employer cannot tell that it is not my work anymore. Then health surveillance was introduced. Mandatory health monitoring for workers exposed to occupational, not just pre-employment medicals. We will go to some doctor, take on paper, it will not work. There will be health surveillance required for all the as per the hazards of the job. Then we have welfare standards, enhanced provision of canteens, restrooms, first aids, and working conditions across all covered establishments. Whichever the area is covered in the rule, they should make sure that they have a proper canteen, restrooms, first aid facilities, everything should be available over there. So who are going to be benefited? Of course, workers are going to be benefited. How? They are having a clear rights. They have a better protection across contracts and permanent roles, enhanced welfare provisions, and stronger enforcement mechanisms. There will be huge fines are introduced in these laws who are not following this particular laws correctly. Employees, single compliance framework. They have a reduced administrative burden, clearer liabilities are defined correctly, and competitive advantage through genuine safety culture. They will be definitely going to get benefits by providing a proper safety culture. For the HSE professionals, it is an elevated strategic role. Expanded authorities are there clearly, clear professional standards and recognized contribution to business outcomes. So if we are correctly implementing a OSH codes in the industry, it will be a win-win scenario for everyone. It will be having a safer workplace, more efficient operations, and professionals' safety management can be implemented in all the areas of the organization. So if you see as a HSE officer, if you see the old HSE officer role of the previous law, where you just a compliance checker, the role of the HSE officer was a compliance checker and just a incident investigator. After the fact, we go there after checking, then a safety committee coordinator, PP distributor. That is the basically have 50% job. Okay, the banda ka shoes nahi hai, jao, just go and give a shoes. Regulatory form filler, a reactive problem solver. Now, in the role, it is strategic risk advisor. We as a HSE professional, we should know, what are the risks associated on each activity. For that, even as a person also, we have to do more studies. We have to go inside and in depth to get the knowledge of the rules and even the industry. Then proactive hazard prevention leader, safety culture champion, and as a data analyst and trend identifier, that is the word change. If you see the data analyst and trend identifier means what? That means you should identify the hazards and everything. You should be able to predict in which area there can be an incident can happen. And such in depth is giving in this particular new in this particular new rules. And cross functional safety integrator, continuous improvement driver. So from where we were just the HSE officers previously were just for a factory start, they tell you want to have a HSE officer for the namesake. No, it won't be like that. HSE officer will be having a more role in this particular OSH code if you are implementing it correctly, which will be beneficial for the organizations. So if you see, from where this particular in this particular standards, what are the sections are talking about the duties of the employees and employees, where it was talking about that. In the section 6, there was an employer obligation where it defined about the importance of the safe working conditions, what are to be followed on the site, provisions of the PPE and comprehensive safety training and hazard prevention measures are clearly defined in the section 6. Then comes section 13, where employee responsibilities are defined, where required workers to follow proper safety protocols, use the PPEs correctly, and report the hazards immediately. We will not see the hazards words and everything in the previous any of the rules. It is clearly written about the more technical terms into the safety. Then section 22 talk about the safety infrastructure, establish the safety committees and mandate appointment of the qualified safety officers, where it is defined. Some of the things are asking about the RLI courses and some courses, and this will be in coming years. This is going to be changed. They will allow other people who has completed the NABOSH also will be in this particular positions. So this is basically the start where they are talking about the infrastructure requirement. Then it is talking about the section 18 standards developments are talking about established framework for developing and enforcing uniform safety and health hazards. Advisory board guidance are there. Continuous improvement. HSFS gain access to regulatory update standards, emerging research and evidence-based practice for evolving safety challenges. This particular chapter 4 on the occupational safety and health standards, basically helping the people, HSE officers, to have a proactive risk management. That is also clearly given in this particular standard or in our course. So if you see a practical example, if you say take a permit to work system, if you consider the old approach, how it is going to be, the PTW often a formality, a signature collected quickly. We will just go to the person. Oh, my dear, we have to do a hot work over there. Sign karo, sign karo. We will just do it like that. Okay. Focus on completing paperwork, not identifying the hazards. Limited verification of the controls. Responsibility ambiguous when contractors are involved. But now in the new approach under the OSH code, risk assessment must be precede every permit. There should be if we are taking a permit to work system, there should be a risk assessment allowing that. Documented hazard control with verification is required. Clear accountability chain from issuer to the worker person. And principal employer liable, even contractor activities are there. So this isn't just better, it is now a legal requirement. Now your permit to work system must demonstrate genuine risk assessment, non-procedure compliance. Not a procedure compliant. So basically that is a change from the previous rules to the new OSH code. That is, I just put a small example where it will be easy for everyone to understand how it is. Then it is come to the chapter 8, talk about the hours of work and leaves with wages. And because why it is important, where the fatigue management and safety is important. When the work time and the leaves and wages are not clearly defined, the people can manipulate burden. This OHS code mandate strict limit on daily and weekly hours, regulates overtime and night shifts, and ensures adequate rest period between shifts. Daily and weekly maximum working hours defined to prevent chronic fatigue and maintain alertness. Overtime control. There are strict regulations given on extended working hours with mandatory rest comparison. Then there is having a provision of annual leave rights also. So once as an HSE persons, what is our role? We have to make sure that this particular codes are aligned when we are giving the contract. Monitor the shift pattern so that the people are not fatigued and they are not working more than the allowed time limits. And then we will be able to prevent the fatigue related incidents. So that is also clearly defined in the OSH code. In the chapter 9, it is talking about the inspector cum facilitators and enforcement powers. Appointment and powers are written over there. Inspector cum powers. Then there should be third party introduction of independent audits and certificate transparency and credibility is defined over there. HSE collaborations are defined. HSE safety officers work along inspectors. Basically, these are from the enforcement side. They will ensure that people are available, inspectors are available, and their powers are clearly written over there, and even HSE officers or the safety officers has to work along with the inspectors to make sure that. So that means what? There will be more appointment of the qualified HSE professionals into the industries. I think in Gujarat is the first state where they started appointing the fire professionals, that inspectors of the fire or the fire prevention directors who are studied from uh, Nagpur Fire University, or who is completed a BScu fire course. It is not like that. Normally, what happened? A common person will come without any background. He is becoming the fire in charge. But I think Gujarat is the first state where they introduced that the person should be fire studied, fire qualified. So basically, we are looking into more job opportunities in the government sector, where the inspectors will be going to be a proper qualified person who know the job in safety. And in the chapter 9, there is a special provisions are given for the contractor labor and the interstate migrant workers. Everywhere the people are going from Kerala to Jammu or to Bengal. From Bengal, people are coming to Kerala, Karnataka, Gujarat. From people from Bihar coming to Andhra or to Maharashtra. So cross migrations are happening around the industry. So where protecting the vulnerable workers, it is clearly talking about, the chapter is talking about the vulnerable workers, contract and migrant workers often face heightened safety risk due to unfamiliarity with the workplace hazards, language barriers. That is the main thing, because I also work in Karnataka, where the people will talk, almost our 80% of workers are from Karnataka and from Andhra Pradesh. I don't know, I only learned Ikkidi Kuchandu, because I was giving the inductions, so it was required to tell people to come and sit so I can talk. So that was, so that was also, as a safety professional, I was faced at that issue. So this is the same thing what workers are also facing when they come to another area where they cannot communicate. Definitely accidents will happen. So what are the provisions? What we should do? Everything is correctly mapped in the things in our code. What should be done? Even previously, the people will, what is happening is that there will be a manpower contractor who will just supply the manpower to the site. So now it is not like that. The principal employer liability is clearly defined, where they should make sure that all the workers, the welfare facilities and everything is clearly given. And there is a grievance system also introduced. There is a toll-free helplines and is introduced over there, where we can call the people, everybody can call the number and they can talk about the grievance in respective of the industry where they are going to work. It talk about the welfare provisions and women's safety, clearly defines over there. Chapter 6 and 10 clearly talk about this requirement. Basic welfare facilities are required on all the areas where we should have a clean drinking water, adequate sanitation, restrooms, canteen should be available. Women's safety measures, special protection of women and hazardous operations should be provided. Night shift provisions are there. Gender sensitive facilities, everything should be available over there. Then we should have an enhanced workplace standard. HSE manner ensures full compliance with the welfare norms, booster worker morale, satisfaction and productivity. So everything is clearly defined in the chapter 6 and 10 of the thing. So what will be the practical benefit if you are implementing this OSH code? As I told you, it will take time, but definitely it is implementable. So what will be the practical benefit as a HSE officer or manager we can get? It's a simplified administration. There is a unified code, eliminate the regulatory complexity, saving countless hours and reducing compliance costs significantly. Digital tools. Shram Suvidha portal, that is actually the Shram Suvidha portal is the portal introduced by the government of India, where the documentationing, licensing, inspections, compliance reporting, everything can be done electronically. It is available over there. Then the legal enforcement is the clear statutory backing for safety committees. It is clearly mentioned you should have a safety committees, training programs, hazard reporting system, and enforcement actions are clearly written over there. Then proactive leadership, enable shift from the reactive compliance to a proactive safety culture, reducing the insurance and legal liabilities. So everything is clearly written over there. And even basically this is a link what I have given over there in the blue color. Basically, it is a link which will take to the Ministry of Labor and Employment, Government of India, where so many questions, frequently asked questions, they have given almost, I think, 28 to 34 questions are given over there, which will take you over there, and you can just go and check. It will give our almost all the doubt about the codes, what you are asking about, everything is given by the Ministry of India. So we have a portal available now for the documentation, licensing and inspections, compliance, everything is available. And in this particular link, if you go there, you can get to know about the requirements. I will just open and show. I hope you can see the screen, right? The frequently asked questions are clearly given over there. What are the, everything is given over there. So if you go over there, then definitely you can go and check this particular question. So this basically, this OSH code 2020 is going to be a game changer. It is now it given a base, it is a foundation there. It is us from the safety professionals has to decide, are you going to build a hut or are you going to build a Burj Khalifa above that? If you implemented it correctly, if we work in silos or solos, it won't be able to implement it. So as a collective measures, all the safety professionals from India, everybody has to work together to make sure that this particular code is implemented in all the industries, which will help to improve the safety standards of all the people, and it will help also to improve the safety. As in the first slide, Ashokji was showing that in India is still the highest number. It is only the reported incident. There will be more than 10 times of the unreported incidents over there. If the screen was showing only 5,700, it will be more than 50,000 to 1 lakh people, because in our roads every year the 1.5 lakh people are dying. So definitely in our industries it will be more. So that much incidents are happening. So why this OSH code 2020? It empowered the professional. Clear duties are identified, updated standards. Then it simplified the system. It is ensuring a safer workplace. And then, as the HSE professional manager, it is a relation code, and we have to make sure that this particular code into a reality. So everybody has to work together to make sure that what action we are going to take in this particular code. There will be resistance from everywhere, but how wisely, how collectively we are going to implement this particular code. So the code is available, standards are available, sections are available. Then we have to slowly start implementing this to all the people. Then we can implement this OSH code and we can definitely benefit all the industries. I request everyone who are working in India on their areas, you can go and check, audit your current system, review the permit to work. First, understand the OSH code requirement, what is written over there, identify the gaps, okay? And before the enforcement come, definitely the enforcement is going to come. They will come and do the visits, and they will go in, because everything is online. They are going to check on that and document the accountability. Maybe you have to revise your procedures, revise your accountable metrics and everything. Go and check on that and formalize the risk assessment. If you don't have a documented, regularly update the risk assessment process. That should be your top priority to start the basics of this OSH code implementation. Then upskill yourself. As we learned over the data analysis or incident trend identification, strategic community, even it is actually a good platform for the startups, where the people are coming up to give predictive of incidents. What is the incident going to happen? AI, using of AI into the system. Such a startups is also can collaborate, where this upskill is required in all the industry, individually and even as an industry. Then engage the leadership. First, we have to make sure, even this presentation, if you go and show to the managers, they will not understand what it is. So we have to make a small beneficial. You have to make sure that you are going to catch small capsule, which area you are going to attack first. Then engage the leadership so that they will understand how a proactive approach will help us to reduce the cost, reduce the accidents, and improve the efficiency. Then it will help us, all the HSE officers or the managers or the HSE professionals, to implement a proper OSH code in your industry where you are working. I think we were discussing, Ashok sir, and we were discussing about that, what are the legal and documented safety shield for safety officers through these particular areas over there. So what are the, Ashok sir, you want to
Go
Your
ahead.
mute.
Go ahead. Go ahead. We have a brainstorming session, so we
Yeah,
can
right.
also talk. Go ahead. Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So everybody have a doubt. Even whenever there is an accident happening, we have seen in the recent years where so many HSE officers has been arrested and even jailed for the act. So what are the legal and documented safety what we should do to make sure that it is shielding our professions and saving our jobs, and we are not trapped anywhere in any of the issues. Okay, so we have to make sure that maintain a written records, always document your safety observations, audit findings and recommendation, proper writing, email, memo or signed reports. You have to make sure that you are sending it to the concerned persons, concerned department and concerned managers. Make copies to multiple stakeholders. You make sure that maybe my friend is Raju, he is very good with me. What I will do, I will just send a mail to him. Okay, but if the accidents are happening, Raju will not come to you to jail. Okay, you have to go alone. So you have to make sure that professionalism has to be maintained in our work. We have personal relations will be there, but we have to, whenever it is coming to the work, we have to maintain the professionalism and make sure that we are copying to the multiple stakeholders on the emails and everything. Keep hard copies or personal digital copies with the timestamps for your own legal backup. You can take the pictures or whatever it is. Make sure that you are keeping a backup of everything what you are doing. Use provisions from these acts. Indian Penal Code, Section 304A. In case of a fatal incident, individual negligence can be challenged. The persons can be that particular, legal ways we should look into. Then we should go to the Whistleblower Act of 2014. Use carefully when exposing willful negligence. When the people are doing so many unsafe act or anything, this particular laws will help you to improve. Then refuse to sign off unsafe permits. If you are pressured to approve unsafe work, do not sign. Instead, issue a written statement clearly listing hazards and why approval is denied. Raise safety concerns in joint committees. Use the HSE committees for this particular section. If the committees are not existing, use the monthly meeting for that. Table your concerns and make sure that there is a minutes of meeting available for that. And escalate to the top management. In my experience, there will be a line manager or the line manager will always tell you that, don't report it, we will manage it. Okay. And if you are reporting, I will take you out. Or this is the management decision. But in my experience, that everything is false. That particular person to whom you are talking, he is keeping everything by himself only. May the view of the top management, like the chairman of the company or the group HSE manager or the group CEO or the group CEO, or whatever it is, will be different. Okay, so make sure that if there is a high hazards or over there, you have to escalate it to the top management. Sorry. So first, what we have to do is that escalate internally first, escalate concern to the HR department, plan head or corporate head, a request for a written acknowledgement, then seek external support if required. For internal options fails, contact the labor inspectors or the chief inspectors or a district safety officer. You can do that one. Then take for the union support or the legal counsel, seek for the collective supports. Okay, with the union. So such things we can do because everything is available in India. Okay, as we are working in the Middle East area, this everything will not be available, like union support, legal counsel, such things won't be available over there. But in India, this is the organized sections over there, unions are there, you can go over there and take the consents to them. Okay, and then some of the tips are that email is your witness. Okay, if you are verbally warned and they ignore, it's lost. But always make sure that you are giving a follow-up emails and major hazard discussions on any of the major hazards over there. Don't be isolated. Build a small internal group that support HSE, like HR, maintenance, QA. Okay, for that you have to do so many campaigns. You have to do HSE campaigns, and you have to spend. If the company is also not giving, you spend 25 rupees, 100 rupees from your pocket and give some gift to the HR person, some gift to the maintenance guy. So definitely they will follow you on the safety implementations. Push for safety KPIs and the performance appraisal. When safety efforts bonus, suddenly they will care. That can be implemented basically in your committee meetings and everything. So that is how you can. There are so many ways to implement the things and everything and get the support of the people, so that all the things what you are telling as HSE officer can be implemented on the site or factories, wherever it is. Now we have a base that OSH code is also available with us. So what we are looking into like a compliance theater to a real safety culture. So once we are having the old system, rewarded documentation, the new system demands demonstration, proving your site is actually safer, not just showing you filled out the forms. You know, in the previous things, if you, I remember in the mindset, there are so many forms, form A, B, C, D. When we spot the rig, we will fill everything, but half of the item will not be there in the site. That is the scenario. So it is basically looking for more into a practical approach is what the OSH code is looking into. This fundamental mindset shift is the real resolution behind this labor codes. HSE professional must now think like risk managers, not just compliance officers. You are not looking for a paperwork. You have to think like a real risk manager, which will help you to implement more safety measures at the site, and these codes can be implemented properly at the site. That's all. That is just a brief of this particular labor code and how it can be implemented in our sites. Thank you very much for hearing, everyone. You are on mute, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Prabish. It was a wonderful session, which a good oversight on this particular our course, legal course. So you compacted so well, and also briefed on the role of HSE professionals in the new code. You also educated how the HSE professionals can keep a record and protect themselves under the legal codes. So we invite our next part of the program is our brainstorming as well as Q&A session, which is will be conducted by our chair, HSE Communication and Leadership Skills, is a prominent Toastmaster and is very, very, HSE professional for many years and turned into a effective communication and leadership skills leader. Mr. Dinesh Ji, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, and good evening to everyone, and I think good morning to Jitu sir. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Prabish. You presented this presentation, I think very much beneficial to our, especially the Indian community, as well as to us also. Finally, we have to move to the India, so we have to follow that rules.
Exactly.
Before I go to the question and answer session, I will request to our presenter, Mr. Prabish, if you have that link already you shown in your slide, just share in the group for benefit of the attendees that you shared in the frequently asked question about the occupational health and safety and working condition. So it will be benefit for the members. They can copy or they can save it. Also, if there is a toll-free number as you discussed in your presentation, if that is also available, or maybe it will be state-wise, I don't know if it is the central, then you can share it so people can note it out. Now come to the question and answer session. First question was from our one of the trustee, Mr. Ashok Garlapati. And that question was that what is the frequency of medical checks as per the legal codes? I will repeat, Mr. Prabesh. What is the frequency of medical checks as per the legal codes? Or let me share your in the public chat. Mr. Pradeep, can you switch on your camera?
You want me to unscreen, Pravesh? Okay, you can see the people. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Actually, I was on mute.
It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, basically, we have to do the checking. Pre-employment checking is mandatory over there, which who are assigning where it is already mandatory over there. We have to do the pre-employment checkup of the people. And then working in the hazardous processes, it has to be done every 12 months. It is mandatory. and employees exposed to the notified occupational hazards. That is also like chemicals, dust, noise, radiation, some of the industries which is notified over there. And employees above 45 years of age once in every year. So this is basically the requirements what is updated over there.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Pravesh. Ashokji, is there any? I think it is clear to you.
Perfect. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So second question also from our Ashok Galapati ji. Are there any qualifications specified in the course for HSE professional?
Actually, previously it was there. I didn't go through that specifically on that.
Okay.
I have to get back to you on that.
No problem. You can find out and you can post in the group. And so let me go to some more questions. There was one question from our audience, Mr. Alok Chatterjee. What enforcement support available if management doesn't adhere to HSE professional quoting the latest code? I think it is the very common problem everywhere. Let me post this again question for better understanding. Pravesh, I posted in the chat.
Yeah, okay. What enforcement support available? As I already discussed, it is going to be a main issue on that. Okay. So basically, in the OSH code, it is clearly defined that it is actually the responsibility of the employer, that will be including the directors and everybody, or the managers. Everybody has to make sure that safety is their responsibility, and they have to make sure that it is there. What we have to do is that we have to identify the codes. In the OSH code, it is clearly written about the safety standards what we have to be followed on the sites. So basically, by that one, definitely we have to go back and check by defining the codes, what are the things you have to be followed correctly on all the particular work location. And then there is district industrial systems are available, like dish is still over there. As the systems are there, the industries, all the state government have a factory rules, factory inspectors and everything over there. So that can be definitely, we can go back to them and we can go take that initiatives. And definitely, whenever I recommend only one thing, if you are identifying a hazards, or if you are ignoring, start locking the OSH code on that. As per this code, this is the mandatory requirement over that. So we are legally ensuring that our safety observations are correctly mentioned with aligned with the safety standards new code. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pradesh. And also, I feel if any senior member want to add something in that question, like Mr. Ashok, Mr. Bala, our father of safety, Jitu sir, if you want to add anything.
I think Mr. Prabesh answered quite well. So if he'll go ahead with the other question, yes, yeah.
Okay. So since I didn't have any chat in the question, so I will allow the floor to raise the hand and you can ask the question directly. But make it very sweet and short question, not the very long paragraph. Anyone, if you have question, just raise your virtual hand and switch on the camera, please.
Great. Let's continue. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mr. Pandya raised. Yes. Go ahead, Mr. Pandya.
Yeah, sorry, I just joined 15-20 minutes late. I just want to ask, is this code replacing Factors Act 1948 or it's an additional to it?
No, it's already replaced everything.
It replaced everything.
Yeah, it is going to be a combined only. Now the 4 codes will be going to be there in India.
Okay, noted.
I think they are compiling or combining 13 codes into 4, correct, Pravesh?
Yes. Yeah.
Good question.
So,
yes.
Thank you very much. Since we don't have any other question, if anyone still have the question or later he want to ask, you can post in our group and Toastmaster Pravesh will answer or anyone will answer. With that, I will hand over stage back to our Ashok Darlapati ji. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dinesh ji. It's pleasure. You always do in a professional manner the Q&A. It's your baby, I can say. And with this, we would like to recognize our today's speaker, Mr. Prabish, Mr. Jitu. Would you like to have your spice into the recognition?
Ashok ji, it is indeed an honor and privilege to bestowed upon young man, very highly professional, very diligent. Prabish made outstanding presentation. I learnt a lot, and I did not want to ask a question through our Dinesh Kumar, but I just would like to make a comment. When I saw in his one of the slides saying, "Do not sign the work permit if you consider it is not safe, but instead just write down why you consider it unsafe." The thing is that this kind of thing to me appeals because many years I have gone through oil and gas, largest oil and gas corporation, which is Aramco, tremendous challenges with such situation, and quite often, depending on who the management are, so even if you consider that this is unsafe, and if you behave the way this slide showed, that means you losing your job and also facing the consequences very different. So, Pravesh, I'm proud of you showing that what is right, and you should fight if it is not right. And that's where I think I just say that the new code, 2020 codes, giving that prerogative to the professionals or the work permit issuers and receivers to do the right thing, because majority of the incidents occur from minor things, and most of them are all based on work permit issuance in the plant oriented situation. So I think I'm very satisfied today's presentation with such an outstanding way of delivering by Pravesh that we can only expect that only from Pravesh. And he deserves this recognition, Ashok ji. So together with you, we really offer him to accept this virtual recognition from the foundations. Thank you very much, Pravesh. And thank you, Ashok ji, giving me this opportunity to share.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabish. Of course, Jitu sir already said. But I want to ask you one question, Prabish. Slides were so nicely designed. And because we as HSE professionals need to know what are the tools we can have for designing such a nice slides. Please share it.
Yes, I will say thank you to Keyur also, because we have started our digital tools sections on that.
Okay.
That was really that is fine. But I will tell one thing. I am using now 4 tools. Number one,
Okay.
Chat GPT. It is a paid
Mhm.
version. I am paying $20 per month for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am using Gamma. That is
Mhm.
basically where I prepared this PPT.
Okay.
I just prepare, and even what I'm doing is exactly, I
Mm.
just give the prompt in Chat GPT, and then it will
Okay.
give the correct thing, copy and paste it over there in the chat, in the Gamma. And
Mhm.
even Gamma is now, giving its own generating. If you give the code, just words, it will generate it. Then I
Mhm.
club both. I just made it from that. We cannot
Mhm.
rely on the, because there is a
Of
word written
course.
on the bottom. AI
True.
cannot be relied. So what I done is that I made both and just club it together for as per our needs. So that I am using that one. And then I am using Gemini also. It is
Mhm.
also with the Google. It is coming where it can be helping me for the posters and everything. I am using on that also. One more
Nice.
thing I use that is a different one, basically for the Kahoot, basically for the quizzes and everything, and that's just a champ is there. But what that is a good question, sir. What I find is that People will spend maybe 100 KD for 100 rupees or 1000 rupees for a cinema or anything, but
Yes.
he will not spend $3,
Yeah,
$4,
right.
$5 for his engagement. Basically,
Yes, exactly.
many times I feel that.
Yeah, right.
I'm spending near about 15 KD every month for this thing. It is
Okay.
basically helping us a lot in my
I know.
profession. Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much. It's very good of sharing, and because I know the slides were so nicely designed, I really liked it. Thank you so much. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thanks to Kevin
Moving,
also for
yes.
continuing the digital insights.
KU is our champion, AI champion for HSC. And
Pravesh and Ashokji, when Ashokji switch up the recording, and if people are interested, I will share with you all one small incident which is extremely sensitive. That's why I said off the record, I'll be happy to share after he switches off the recording.
Sure, Jitu sir. And moving forward, just to want to update you that this year scholarships have been already announced, and the recipients you can see on the flyer there. Again, it is nicely designed by Prabish team for our foundation, and also uploaded into our website via Mr. Makbul. We are completely having a wonderful volunteers with us, and everybody is doing with a pleasure, and and this is Professor Ramana, as well as our scholarship and student mentoring chair, and also our healthcare chair, Mr. Lakshmi Narayan. They both went to the university in Hyderabad, and they gave the scholarship with the certificates and the scholarship checks to the students. And also, we have another advocate, Mr. Dakshinamurthy, who is based in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and he went to the university in yesterday in the university Ranganathan, Dr. Shangundala R&D Institute of Science and Technology, Tech, and he delivered a scholarship certificate and check to the recipient student, which is patterned by Dr. Praveen Patel as well as Dhruti Thakkar. And of course, we have a lot of donors behind us, and these are our knowledge sponsors. And continuing the today's knowledge sponsor is our Pravesh, and these are our governance body and functional committee members. And upcoming program, of course, as I said, every month we do the OKT session, and this is our Mr. Kayur initiated, ignited me to go for more learning into AI. I interacted with our friend Dr. Indivar Avanor. He is based in Kuwait. He is a professional orthodontist, but he has got so much passion in AI, artificial intelligence. He delivered recently a seminar or in a session in one of the conference in Kuwait titled AI and IoT for the Digital Health 2040. And he is going to talk to us on 30th January 2026. So on OKT session on digital health 2040, how AI, artificial intelligence, and IoT, Internet of Things, are redefining OHS, occupational health and safety, and longevity. So let's look forward for him, and I request Mr. all our AI enthusiasts to join on the day and share their this thing. So let's give back to create a safer tomorrow. And we have a WhatsApp group as well. I already shared in the chat box. If anybody is interested, please do join. This group is mainly meant for the knowledge sharing, not for the individual message to message or individual criticisms or whatever it is. Please do abide by the rules, because we only cross check whether he is a really HSC professional or no. Then only we are allowing them inside. So we do the cross checking. Please do not mind why we are asking so much information, because there are so many marketing people and so many lousy messages are coming. So we want to avoid and strictly focus on the HSC knowledge itself. And these are our finance, account numbers. You can always take a screenshot and do contribution whatever you can to run our foundations effectively. And one of the Dr. Tiju Baby from Korea, and he's from Kerala, but he is in Korea, and he does the ASP and CSP training sessions. He posts in our group I told him, Dr. Tiju, you are posting and using our platform. Please do share your contributions. So whatever contributions or whatever students signing through our website, our WhatsApp group is sharing, and yesterday he transferred about 2,000 rupees to our foundation on his own. So please do such contributions to us whenever you are sharing something through our platform, when you are utilizing our platform for something else, sharing is caring. As Pravi said, we spend a lot of money for our entertainment, our things, but we do not spend something for our knowledge. So, which is very, very important. This is our QR code for our activities book. With that, I request Mr. Jeetu to conclude the session today. Go ahead, Jeetu.
If we are now closing, I think whoever is left over, we can take a little picture, and then I will share with everybody who, if they are interested, that quick sensitive issue.
Sure, let's take a picture, whoever is available now. Okay. Oh, Ramana, I forgot to, Ramana, introduced you.
I was just going to say what a handsome young VR is. Nice to meet with you, Venkatji.
Ramana is, I was introducing, and thanks joining. VR is our new editorial board member. Welcome, Ramana ji.
Thank you,
Good.
sir. Thank you, Ashok sir and Jitu sir. Thank you very much.
I'm waiting for Mr. Prashant. I'm not sure whether he is going to show, I mean, open his camera. Mr. Prashant Devraj, and yes, thank you very much. And with that, we conclude and listen to Mr. Jeetu Saab's story. Yes, Mr. Prashant, yes, he has joined now. Let me take one more screenshot.
So recording is off now?
Yes, sir.